going?
Phoenix.
To Phoenix.
Phoenix, Arizona.
Can you imagine if everything we pronounced phonetically, like how would you say Beethoven?
Beethoven.
Mozart.
Batch.
Squy.
It's 3 o'clock and you actually wanted to get on the road at 3 o'clock, so I am more than surprised that we did that.
We left on time at 3 o'clock.
But we have to detour to the post office because we ran a flash sale on Etsy and I decided to try and get out the first batch of orders. So we're going to go to the post office first and then go.
Amazing.
And Steve's phone died, so he spent all morning trying to get a new phone.
Yeah, thank God I was able to, though.
Such a great time for it to die, though, like really.
Literally last night at 11 p.m.
Yeah, so that's it. I'm going to try this whole vlogging thing. Please bear with us. I don't do this. Crawling our way to Arizona. Gotta love California traffic, right?
Yeah, we're like 10 minutes away from our house.
3 hours later. Hi guys, I'm at Del Taco for dinner. Say goodbye to my diet. About 9 million hours later, we're here. This is the sketchiest, place we've ever stayed. It's like real bad down the road. I'm only saying that because I'm nervous all the time. It's interesting.
What was that movie?
It wasn't even cheap, so hashtag staying humble. It's a little sketch. Oh my gosh, what if there were people in here? That was such a long drive.
Nah. It was a little bit longer than I think we anticipated, but we stopped a lot along the way.
We did. I drove, which is different.
Yeah, he did a good job.
I haven't driven outside of Anaheim.
He doesn't drive for longer than 20 minutes.
I've made up for the years of not driving anywhere.
It was a nice break.
Steve will probably drive back. And we're at our motel. I don't want to be a brat, it's just a little sketchy. But it's also dark out, so maybe I'm just thinking things. I have every lock on the door. And I'm sleeping closest to the window, so I get murdered first. You get murdered first, David. Good morning. It's early, and we have to get lint rollers. Because we have cats, and there's fur on everything. We thought we had some, but they're out. So we're gonna go off to Target really quickly. I have to finish packing the rest of this stuff. But I'm excited. Cats. We're here and we have our passes and we're going in and I'm excited. We're here at the Pom Pom Wall. Lots of poms. Ooh, glamping. We're at the booth. My assistant's here. That's John in the background. Hey, John. And we're gonna set up soon and start demoing. Now live. Hi everyone, we're at Creativation. This is Steve.
Hi guys. How you doing?
We got our tags and everything. Okay, I'm demoing at the booth, but we don't have anyone here right now, so I thought it'd be a great time to jump on live. Just say hello to everyone. If you have any questions, hi. I'm just gonna keep working on some demo pieces so that people have stuff to look at when they come by the booth. Steve's also gonna show you some of the table setup we've got. Do not judge. Don't judge it.
In real talk, I've never done this before, so I don't really know what's happening.
Yeah, for sure.
Or how to switch it over. How do I switch it over that?
No, I don't think it's that.
Oh,
That's gonna put cat ears on us. I say don't judge us 'cause I'm working at the desk, so it's a little messy. This morning, she's Gorgina. Steve's gonna show you a bunch of stuff.
So it's like you're here. So if you're walking up, you're like, oh, what's this cool stuff? Oh, hello, it's James.
Hi, nice to meet you.
And we also have a please stamp the guest book using these brand new stamps. And people have already stopped by to say hello. So these are some of the new images that James has created using the new stamp set. This one right here is really this princess, this Sakura princess made all out of cherry blossom petals. She's so pretty, isn't she? Like how she shines, how
I
she
love the
sparkles.
shine. Sandra made this. It's a rose gold.
Some of you guys have seen these before.
It's not.
Whose face is that?
I used a photo of Steve once upon a time to draw it, and then it got reinterpreted 15 different times, so don't go thinking that's your face.
That hair looks awfully familiar. I'm kind of living for that glitter drape curtain. Maybe I should take that for the house. And so this is kind of a cool behind the scenes, just how it all kind of starts to come together to kind of create all of James Luke Burke Creative. Let's walk around. So while he's doing business, you guys can ask questions if you'd like. I'll answer them to the best of my ability or what I'm allowed to. Creativation is really interesting. We actually drove in from Anaheim last night and we got here a little earlier today. It's a bit overwhelming, that's for sure. And for somebody like me who like this just stresses me out. It's like I love Ross, but shopping at Ross stresses me out because I have to sit and I have to like look through everything to get the deal. This is some of the new product showcase. Would you guys like to see that? I have no idea what that is. Some yarn over there. HP Sprock, is that, I don't know what, help me out here with that. Here's Tim's booth. Look at this big old, like, it's got like a city block. Yes, the small little printer, is that what the HP Sprock is? Guys, I'm so blind to this world, but it is very interesting. So I'm sorry I can't help you guys out with that one. There is this like little camping area, which is so funny. Yeah, all right, I'm gonna go, I can't find that thing. This place is huge. Oh, there's Tim, I think there's Tim. Yeah, there's Tim. Look at Tim, he's so famous with all those cameras and all those phones. Oh, here's the camping area. Found it. You guys wanna play Jenga with me? Campfire's so warm, and I'm super out of my element here. We should roast marshmallows by that fake fire. Speaking of marshmallows, who played Chubby Bunny and how many marshmallows can you get in your mouth? You can fit 10 marshmallows. Here's the tip. You take the marshmallows and you kind of squeeze them down a little bit, and then you put them in the sides of your mouth and towards the back, and your saliva will naturally melt the marshmallows down so you can fit more in. And you just keep your mouth expanded. Bye. Lord your God is in your midst, the mighty one who will save. He will rejoice over you with gladness. He will quiet you by his love. He will exalt over you with loud singing.
All right, we just finished our demo for the day.
We did it.
What day is it? Saturday?
Saturday.
So we're gonna go and look around the show floor and see everything we haven't seen. We'll insert some clips here and hopefully you enjoy it, because we'll enjoy it. Guys, I'm at Darkroom Door Stamps with Rachel, my friend from home. Hey, Aussie, Aussie, Aussie!
Oi, oi, oi.
And look what she's got. They call me Caramello. I am breaking my health journey for this. Thank you, Rachel. You're welcome. This will be the only one I have, and I'm going to save it for later.
Oh,
Thank
really?
you. Pop by Darkroom Door if you're here. No, this vlog's going up in the future.
Oh,
No,
okay.
don't worry. We had a great time. The Ranger Designer Challenge here. I think it must have been some kind of acrylic pouring. Yeah, they've got lots of acrylic paint pouring. Look at this. You know I love anything with glitter. Look at Nat. Hey Nat. And Rachel. I've already found my favorite item at the show. So random. Fairy wings. That's not like me, is it?
Not at all.
So unexpected. We just had a lovely chat with Diane over at
She's
Had
lovely.
Delusions booth. She's lovely, just as lovely in person as you think. And we're gonna make a final lap around the exhibition hall, burn off my extra calories from the Caramello Koala, and then go and eat because we're famished. But that was it. That was pretty good. I don't feel tired or crazy. I feel crazy. So we finished. Finished day one. Good day. Met lots of lovely people. Had to stop and talk to Vicky Booten. She was lovely. We need to eat because I am more hungry than usual because I'm on a diet. Probably gonna break that tonight. Yeah, had a great day. I'll see you later. Why do I keep saying that? I'm gonna edit this together in clips. Into Tajay so Steve could get his aerial photos.
I got a new phone.
It's huge.
So, I love aerial.
Matt Michaels, surprise, surprise. Because I left Creativation, left my boxes there, and I forgot to pack paper.
Out of all places to leave.
I know.
And then to not take paper.
Literally the one time in my entire life, so now I have to buy a little pad of paper to make some samples with. I am an absolute mess. I'm so hungry.
Taco Bell's never tasted so good.
This Taco Bell disappeared in 10 seconds. I've hit my alarm button like 50 times. Good morning. It's day 2 of the show, and why am I filming when I just woke up? I'm like so tired. I don't know why. Maybe I'm just not used to speaking so often or so much anymore. Yeah, Steve's showering. Can't show you that. I just watched Steve's live video for the first time. I'm really impressed with the chubby bunny tutorial that he held. I just watched it, Steve. I'm so happy that you put tips in there for how to fit more marshmallows in your mouth. I should stop vlogging so we can get ready and go back to the show. We'll probably pop on Instagram Live again as soon as we get there because Steve did a great job showing you around everything. I just think he got a little lost with the campfire and the marshmallows. And the 50 times he couldn't figure out what a HP sprock was. A sprocket! That's what I understand. This is not your world, but I think he's learning a lot, so that's interesting.
Try.
He's trying. Alright. We'll go and get ready and then we'll be back at the show soon. We're here for day 2. Steve wanted to have his sunglasses on, but he took them off. He said he wanted to look Hollywood. It's not that serious, Steve.
Yeah, that's LA.
It's LA. He's LA. There's this. Hi! Hi everyone! We just arrived for day 2. Alright, I'm gonna flip you around because this is way too early for you to be looking at my face. Ooh, diamond dots. Hello, glitter. I mean, you don't need more than that to attack my attention. Steve's really here for this. Things are kind of divided up into certain sections and areas, I feel like. There's a stamping village that we're kind of on the back of. I love this display. It's so sleek. This is photocentric. This is where we'll be today from noon till 3. Hi, Philip. To the back of the hall. I think Steve's shown you around here. I think this is where he had the Chubby Bunny tutorial. It's a lot to talk to yourself, right? Here's Stamping Village. I think this is a new kind of a thing for Creativation. That's a whole bunch of stamping companies. Concord and 9th. Look at this booth.
So
Yes, aesthetic. Steve's gonna bring one of his models here and just shoot her in front of this green wall. Such a fantasy, such a mood. I think there's some like stamping challenge. Yeah, it's like a passport. Stampinger hunt, that's what it's called. Very clever. Very clever stamping village. I almost said stamping village people. And we're literally right on the back of this, like just behind, I want to say Gina K Designs. I think we're just behind there. Yes, blue painter's tape. She knows the tricks. Oh, sorry, I'm not even reading comments, I'm awful. Here's darkroom door. Hello, good morning. My faves. I can't wait to demo again. I've got to be quicker about my demos because I get really chatty. Currently plotting to try and steal these. Favorite designers, hi, there's Vicky. We're over at American Crafts. Can you go to We Are Memory Keepers? There is someone I know. Where is that?
Right here.
Oh, we're right here. So am I!
a lot. One more. 1, 1, 2.
You could I mean, there's not even enough time to go around to every single booth. I'm kind of proud of our vlogging efforts considering we're not vloggers. You know what I'm noticing a lot this show? Foil. Do I need a foiling machine? This is a dream setup right here. Imagine that on the back wall of my studio. We're caffeinating. We had a great second day of demos. Super exhausted today.
He did awesome.
A lot more than before. Okay, just getting some coffee.
A asterisk.
Okay, this guy. We're gonna have a little celebratory drink for a good day. Just keeping it really healthy. Something light. Maybe a triple cheeseburger or something. Guys, I really don't want to eat this. Like, I really don't want to, but I have to. Just go on it.
Oh.
Okay, final day of the show. Really tired. I don't know why, I feel like every day I wake up even more tired than the day before. But I had a really good sleep, so that's nice. Steve's getting ready, I have to pack everything up. We have to kind of pack the car up because we're leaving straight from the show to go back home. I see that. It has been real. It was, honestly, I think I'm tired because it's so exciting. It's so exciting to speak to so many people, to meet so many people, to go and look at so many things, and like everything I want to pick up, everything I want to try. I want to go and do like every make and take, every demo I can find, but it's like, it can be a little overwhelming if you're into arts and crafts, like everything's at your fingertips there, so it's really fun. And I think that's made it exhausting. I have to pack up everything here. I kind of had like a little late night session last night, stamping out an idea that I just had to get down before I forgot it. This is her, this is as far as I got. Then my mum called me and I left it. I don't know what time the actual show closes today, but apparently Monday's like a little slower than the weekend, so, and then we'll go home, see the cats, who haven't been behaving. That's not news though, that's not a surprise. The hotel wasn't as bad as I thought, the motel. I know when I first got here I was giving it a really bad rap. The area wasn't as unsafe as we thought we were. Coming in from one way, it looks really sketchy, but actually coming in from another way, it kind of looks regular. So I don't know if this is like the middle of the road, literally, where things start to go from like, I don't know what to say about it, but it's been interesting. Either way, this is literally the only thing that didn't cost like $200 or $300 a night, so I had to be real about it. I think I'm just talking because I'm procrastinating wanting to clean up and pack, so I should probably go. Okay, we're leaving. Peace out, days in. That's a wrap, guys. They've literally turned off half the lights, the booth's coming down. It was amazing. I think I'm gonna get on the camera when I get home and like give a big old recap, but for now we're gonna take the big tubs to the car and drive home. G'day friends, so I'm just popping on quickly because I want to just give everyone a bit of a rundown as to what happened kind of after Creativation, and I know you just saw the vlog footage. First of all, I want to apologize because I did edit it just all together just now, and yeah, the stamp cleaning at the end was super random, but honestly, I like never clean my stamps, so I just wanted to put it in there, and it actually cleaned up pretty nicely. I was really shocked. The footage as well, I mean, I'm not big into vlogging, and I actually had my gimbal, but it was a bit of a cumbersome setup to bring that out every time I wanted to quickly film something, and I do understand how shaky some of that footage was, so I am so sorry if you got seasick watching that. I'm gonna try and do a better job next time vlogging. I can't say that vlogging is gonna become a regular thing because it's still quite new to me in the sense that I feel a little uncomfortable walking around just chatting with a camera in front of my face. I mean, it's kind of an odd thing to do, but I know a ton of people do it and they do fantastic jobs of it. So next time I will commit to making a bit of a better vlog for you. But nevertheless, Creativation, I just want to say, first of all, a big thank you to literally everyone that we came into contact with over the weekend. People that we met that I've followed on YouTube or that I've seen on Instagram before, or people that you know, I've had interactions with in real life and before. Like, we met people from classes last year and workshops. We met people that I've, you know, literally been fans of for such a long time, and you know, Photocentric for even allowing us to come and demo at the booth. Like, just a huge thank you to absolutely everyone that we came into contact with, because it was a seriously important event for me to go to, and I don't think I realized that until I was there and kind of experiencing all of the opportunities and just the benefits of being in that space. So I think you kind of got the gist of what went on. Like, we were demoing and we're meeting everybody, and you know, the show is a buyer's event, kind of like a trade show almost. Or maybe it just is a trade show where a lot of retailers are looking to stock products like the new collections that you know, designers are demoing and companies are kind of launching at the time. So, you know, stuff that'll probably hit your local stores in about a month or 2 months, 3 months, you know. So it's a big kind of business event, but for me, I was just going to demo and just kind of experience the whole thing. I didn't seek any business opportunities, but that's not to say that there weren't any, which is actually quite shocking to me, because I, you know, to go is one thing and to like look around, but actually sit at a booth and demo and think, oh, someone's gonna come and watch me at some point, like, maybe I hope I do a good job, and I don't really know why I'm doing it, but I'm here and I'm taking advantage of the opportunity anyway. Like, it's I had no expectations, I guess, going in, but that's not to say that I didn't get the absolute most out of it, because I don't want to get too deep with you on this, because this is still something that is in a little bit of a process for me. And like I said, with a lot of things, you know, whatever I present on social media, on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook, is stuff that I'm willing to share, because you know, if it is personal or it is deep, there's kind of already a resolution to it, so I can bring you the lighter side of what I was going through at the time. But this is something that's been a little ongoing for me for a while now, and I have shared before, in Playtest Patreon, I shared the idea of imposter syndrome, and I know I've talked about this before, but it is still something that kind of plagues me from time to time in thinking, well, a lot of what I know is self-taught, and I've learned from people on YouTube, and to be in the space where I learned that stuff from, like, if you could just appreciate what the full circle moment that is. I got lost in a YouTube vortex of CHA videos, which is kind of the same trade show. It used to be in Anaheim called CHA, now it's in Phoenix, it's called Creativation. But this big show, I used to watch all these scrap time videos of, you know, Christine would go over and do such a great job of capturing all the demos from the designers, and that's where I learned a lot of what I know now, and a lot how I applied a lot of that to what I ended up creating as my own business, you know, through YouTube and Etsy and social media, etc. So the fact that I was actually at the show and watching some of these people demo in real life, and then to have Christine come over and stop at the booth at one point and actually film a demo, I mean, there were moments in there that I had to appreciate that, you know, in 2015, I was looking at all of this as a viewer, kind of thinking, what is this? And how are people doing this? And what's it all for? And what are they doing? They seem to be having so much fun. Like, I want to do this. To then being, you know, 2019, I'm there, I'm demoing it. Someone might possibly watch my video and say, oh, what's he doing? Like, you know, let's learn something here. I mean, that's a really incredible feeling, and I had to stop to appreciate what that even meant, to get to a place where that was what I was experiencing. So I just want to say thank you to everyone for that opportunity, and you know, to put To contextualize a bit of that experience, before I even left, I was struggling with a lot of feelings of like self-worth about the experience. I didn't think I was, I didn't think I was good enough to go, let alone, relevant enough to demo or, the stamp set that I mocked up so quickly as a demo piece became something that people wanted to buy or possibly stock in a store or have an online class or have a workshop in person about. Like, these were all things that just kind of shocked me. And to think that like the week before I left, I was trying to talk myself out of going, and last year I actually did talk myself out of going to Creativation. Now, I don't want to say that that was, the right thing to do or the wrong thing to do, but I think this year I was in a much better headspace about it and feeling, even though I was feeling very attacked, I'm feeling very attacked, clock the reference, I was able to get there this time, and I thought if I can just get there, set myself up, all I have to worry about is just doing some demos, literally not even demoing, just creating for myself and sitting at a table doing it. It won't be the table right in front of me here in my studio where it's safe, it's comfortable, I can edit out anything I accidentally say that I don't want people to hear, but I just had to think it's just like doing an Instagram live and doing it at the show. And I'm also not filming it, so it'd be fine. I'll just talk to people. I like doing that, but it's just, I've been so solitary in how I create and how I do YouTube videos. I mean, even now, like, I'm just sitting here, there's a cat over here, but like a lot of what I do is I just feel so alone when I do it that I've kind of developed this, I don't want to say a fear because it's no real fear I have, but there's a lot more of an interesting feeling I have when I interact with large groups of people now. And even going to Art Journaling the Magic, when I did that a couple of weeks ago, I hopped in for Tangi's Art Journaling the Magic retreat at Disneyland. Even that, I found myself trying to talk myself out of it at some points for fear of like, well, there's going to be lots of people there and you don't know anybody and like you shouldn't really be there. Like, why would you be there? That's not something for you to do. Like, just watch it on Instagram, watch it unfold, and if it feels safe enough, then you can go. And I don't even know why I get into that headspace because it's not really the type of person I've ever been, but I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that I'm so alone all the time, and I start to develop these really unhealthy thoughts about other people and being around that. I think also it comes into a bit of experience that I've had, approaching like people that leave you like really nasty comments, or people that you have arguments with online, or people that perhaps present themselves as something and then turn out to be something else after the fact. Like, it's kind of instilled a little bit of this cynicism about being around people, and it does show up every time I've got an opportunity to do something that particularly requires me to engage with actual real life people. And I'm trying to even make myself think every single time that I'm having interactions online that, this is a real person, there's a real person behind that post, behind those words, and to really validate that I am still in communication with a lot of real people. There's just a screen between us, or like a filter between us. So it's, because that's something I'm still kind of going through, and it still kind of rears its ugly head every time I've got these opportunities, I don't really want to bring it to you in the sense that like, let's look for an answer, because that is something that I'm actively working on. But I just have to contextualize that, to think that there was a point before I even left that I said to myself, I just can't go. Like, this is not going to be good for me. This has the potential to be something so embarrassing or humiliating, and I just don't want to be in that space and have the opportunity to feel bad things. And it was a very simple thought process when I really broke it down, and there's a lot of lies in it. Like, there's not a lot of truth to what I was telling myself, but I think sometimes we do go through that kind of stuff, and that is something that I just wanted to mention because I kind of just wanted to even celebrate the victory that it was to get there, seeing as I am so good at talking myself out of a lot of stuff. And 2019, I don't really set resolutions, but I've put myself back on my health journey. I've decided that I'm going to say yes to a lot of things and not sit here and think what if, because I hate thinking that. I've got too much FOMO to say no to things. So, but I say no to a lot of things, and I want to be more proactive in saying yes to things. It's actually already led me to some really random points right now, and I won't tell you about any of it because all of that's still in process as well, but it's something that's already challenging my flexibility, and that's something else that I thought, like, maybe this year I'll try and work on being more flexible. So I think this event, this weekend, was kind of the culmination of like a lot of things working at play all at once. And even that, you know, the good and the bad mixing all together, just kind of, even that seems overwhelming. And if something seems even overwhelming to me, I might even say no to it, just for the pure fact that I can justify, well, it's just too much for me right now. And you know, that's a lie. It wasn't at all. All I had to go was, I could go and play with stamps on a desk. Like, that's not too much for me. I love doing that. So I felt this real, you know, kind of almost spiritual warfare, tug and, you know, push and pull before I even got there. And once I got there and set it all up and started talking to people and interacting, it was just like it was all gone. I was validated in so many incredible ways, and so affirmed with what I was doing or why I was doing it and how I was doing it. You know, I left the whole show thinking that it's okay for me to be doing exactly what I'm doing. I'm fine to keep going with that. And that in itself seems like not a lot, but when you have your own business and you're working on it for like 14 to 16 hours a day, just like non-stop, it's really hard to tell yourself you're doing well, you're doing fine, you're doing okay. And you also, it doesn't almost feel real if you have to solicit it from someone either. And I know Steve does a really good job of affirming what I'm doing as well, but sometimes I think, I mean, he has to be supportive, right? It's kind of in his job description. So I, to go and meet people that perhaps I'd never had interactions with before, or people that I have had interactions with before, but that have been through these processes for a long, long time, or have been in this industry for a long, long time, for those people to offer, you know, such supportive words or encouragement and wisdom to me, that's something that I just can't take for granted. And I have to say again, thank you to everyone that did that, in every which way you did it. I loved the show. I think it was a really fun time. Like, I just got to stamp and play. I think it was shocking to me that people were actually interested in the stamps, and then to talk kind of business about them, it seemed even weirder, because I thought, like, this is weird. This is not what I expected. This is not what I thought would be my opportunity here. I didn't know what my opportunity was. I've kind of expressed this on Facebook more recently as well, but I think one of the other things that was at play was I've always been very driven and motivated, just out of curiosity. Like, honestly, sometimes I don't even think I want to do what I'm doing. I just want to know if I can do it, or if I could achieve something specific. Just to kind of say, well, you can, so, you know, hopefully that gives you enough confidence to try something else that you maybe do want to pursue. And the idea of being in this mixed media arts and crafts kind of industry, I've never really had a specific goal to achieve, other than just to stay true to my mission statement, which, you know, it can be a battle in and of itself. You know, you're trying to give so much, but you're also trying to pay your rent. Like, it's a really delicate balance sometimes. And there are times where I do definitely feel the struggle to pull away from my mission to go and do something that's a little more self-serving. And that's just the honest truth. And I fight that. Like, it's a difficult thing to think about. So when I looked at 2019, I think, you know, this being the start of the year as well, we're all kind of thinking, what do we want to get out of the year? What did we achieve last year? How can we push it next year? How can we, you know, take a direction that seems more solid? Being in charge of my own business, I always thought was such a difficult thing, because I was in charge of whatever failure happened, or it was my decisions that possibly led to something that wasn't good, or, you know, I'm in charge of where I end up going. And, you know, if opportunities don't come, I'm also in charge of making those opportunities for myself. And it's a big task to put on yourself if you're not really familiar with what the industry you're going into is about. I mean, I'm very familiar with the entertainment industry. Like, I know what that was because of years working in there. And not even the whole thing, but specifically like working as a dancer and what it's like to be a contracted performer. You know, that's something I'm really familiar with, but to go into arts and crafts, or even social media kind of business and marketing and strategies, I'm just learning as I go. So the imposter syndrome kicks in, and then your fear kicks in that something's not going to work out. And then you're also, you know, if it does work out, you're looking to the next step to kind of level up, or to say, you know, it was worth me getting here because now we're going to go to here. But I've never been so goal specific as far as what I wanted to achieve out of the business aspect of my brand at this point. And it was never more than this thought that, you know, it would all be worth it if I got picked up by a company. And I think it's just kind of like an immature thought for me to think. But to be honest, no one really tells you what success looks like in any given scenario. There's this idea that we have because there seems to be levels that people jump, and you just look at the top and you're like, okay, everything leads towards that, and until you get there, you'll be in the perpetual pursuit of that goal, that level that would say you've actually made it. And I, for some reason, had in my head that, you know, the opportunity to work with a company, to be a signature designer. I mean, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying anything is bad about that. I think it's a wonderful opportunity for the people that get to do that. I think there are so many benefits to that. Obviously, having a company support you and having, you know, the means to distribute your products and being able to, you know, work on things with a big team of people that can help you bring your visions to life. What's not to love about that, right? Someone that, you know, literally designs everything down to the wording on the back of a packet. Like, it would be nice to have that help, but it's not essential. I found out it's not, there's just as much to be proud of to making yourself your own signature designer, to being the person that backs yourself. And I guess we all probably should start there, right? Like, I don't want to make this even some big TED talk about that, but that was one thing that was super affirmed to me. By the time I got home, I was so proud that, you know, I was independent, that the opportunities I had made for myself, even when I felt like possibly I was ready to be offered those, that wasn't necessary for me to get to, you know, wherever I thought I might be getting to. And suddenly I felt the pressure off to think, well, I don't need a company to pick me up to say that I'm worth it. And even that in the back of your head subconsciously, when you're thinking, well, I need to prove my worth to these companies so that they'll want to work with me. That does something interesting to your thought process, in that you make decisions really subconsciously about how, you know, thinking about how they'll play out. And I'm a big into, you know, foresight. Like, I like to know the action and the consequences that are going to come after it, to really be a calculated risk taker in the things that I do. So to me, there are even some things that I thought, well, I'm possibly not going to do that, because should this opportunity ever come up, I don't want them to see that maybe I failed at that. I don't want them to see that, you know, I don't want them to think, oh no, he's not worth it because look at what happened over here. Look at this speed bump that he hit. We can't work with him because of that. And I'm, you know, subconsciously building in this idea that I have to keep proving my worth to these companies, which is not a way I like to be. And it's not something I even knew I was really doing until I'd acknowledged that that wasn't my end goal. Like, even though I never committed to that, just the idea of me thinking that, well, I will have made it in this industry when I am picked up, just even having that in the back of my head did affect how I was making decisions. And I'm so glad that that was kind of illuminated over the weekend, but I'm also so happy that, you know, beyond it just being presented to me, I got to feel confident about my own direction as an independent. And what better could you feel at the end of the day anyway, right? So I felt super proud coming home. I felt super validated. I felt very affirmed in that, you know, I'm already where I need to be. I can make the opportunity for myself. It's a lot of hard work, but I'm also equipped to do that. And look at all the things that I've ended up doing along the road, like making stupid little home movies when I was 15, 16, you know, with my best friend or with my sister. I mean, that taught me all the crude editing skills that I use now to make my YouTube videos. So, you know, and I've mentioned this before, but Steve and I are both Christians. We both have this faith, and I truly do believe that God has been so intentional in every single aspect of what I learned maybe 12 years ago has come into so handy right now, like specifically right now. And that, you know, even when I start to think about where I'm being placed or what doors open and what doors shut, I've mentioned so many times before, but, you know, being a dancer, I've never given up on being a dancer. Like, you know, I didn't just rehabilitate myself so that I could not ever dance again, but those doors were very, very closed when I came to the States, which was kind of shocking. And, you know, I just kind of thought, like, it's just an obvious door, like that just should be open. It wasn't. The ones that were led me to somewhere very specific, and even though it was difficult, I could definitely see God's hand in saying, like, this is where I want you, this is what you're supposed to be doing, just practice that obedience, be open to that. You know, I'll take it. I'm not going to put you where I can't keep you. That's what my mom likes to say all the time. But Yeah, I truly do believe that. It's a daily struggle in practicing that obedience, but when I got to the show, I felt like that's exactly where I needed to be. And it's not lost on me that I felt all of that spiritual warfare beforehand, because I truly believe that in that, you know, as a Christian, like the closer you get to where God wants you, the stronger the enemy will fight to take you out of that. And that is a scary thought, but to claim victory over some of those things has just been so rewarding. And let's not get emotional. But I don't know. Like, I sit here so often and think, what should I do? Like, is this going to be the right thing to do? I don't know. Let's just try it. Like, what's the worst thing that could happen? But just to have someone at some point say, you're doing well, is just so affirming to me. And I know a lot of you are so encouraging in that as well, and I definitely don't take that for granted. There's just some things that penetrate a little deeper in respect to someone having been through the exact experience that you're going through, or someone having you know, an understanding from a different perspective that is very close to the one that you're coming from, and being able to offer the wisdom of having been through some of those struggles that you've been through before. So I'm not taking anything away from all the encouragement and support that you give, because to be honest, that is what has been feeding me this whole time, as far as the idea that, you know, I can keep doing it. I should be allowed to keep doing it. Every time I want to take myself down for it, I go and look at your comments, I go and read some of the messages that I've received before, I look at Happy Mail that I've been sent before, and I think, no, there's a very real reason that you do this. Just remember that and sit down and work today. So, sorry to bring all of that heaviness on you, but I think I had to contextualize a little bit, because I don't know if I would ever be able to explain fully how much it meant to me to go and to be there and to be a part of it. Steve was an incredible help, so I don't want to take that away from Steve either. Thank you, Steve. And he's literally in another room. I could just go and thank him, but I want to put it on video because, you know, this is also a completely new thing for him as well. And I can't even imagine how difficult it must be for him to look over here and think, well, if he's not doing well, like, I have to take all the financial responsibility, and, like, you know, he's being super encouraging, but I'm sure there are times when he looks and he just thinks, well, if James isn't sure about it, how am I supposed to make him sure about it? So I want to acknowledge that that's a difficult task as well. And I think I could never do any of this by myself. You know, as a Christian, I feel like I have access to, you know, the ultimate creator, but sometimes I still get stuck in the fact that I'm very human. I struggle with very human things, and there are times where I've just clouded with my judgment, or I've got horse blinders on, or I'm feeling so overwhelmed and so insecure about something that I just can't even bring myself to consider doing it. So I just want to say I am back again. But I'm so motivated. I'm so excited to I don't know what'll happen with any of these opportunities. Look, they could all work out or none could work out. And guess what? I'm gonna feel the same way. I'm so happy that I had that opportunity, that I was validated in those specific ways that just brought me so much clarity, so much peace, so much joy, felt like such a blessing. I literally want that for every single person watching this video. I hope in some way we can give that to each other. But yeah, I just want to say thank you again, because I don't know, maybe this will be a shock to you that I struggle with all these things. I don't think so, because I feel like I've said some of this stuff before, but I don't bang on about it. I just don't know if I can fully express how much that means to me, and I hope I've done a good enough job of saying that. But thank you so much for the opportunity just to share in all of that with you. I'm going to stop chatting your ear off because it's been a million years long. The pre-order for those stamp sets is actually finishing today, so if you've seen this video in the future, perhaps those stamp sets will be stocked in the store, or who knows where they'll be, but but they'll be out there. They'll be out in the world somewhere. And I hope you guys have fun with them. Thank you so much again. Okay, I'm gonna leave it there. Bye.